the real confidence of like, oh man, Buffalo's such a great place.
Yeah.
Let's support these people.
Well, it's crazy too, because like, so what, we've had the wine bar in Annandale for a year or so, and then just the amount of support and excitement of us coming to Buffalo has just been unreal compared to what we had out there. So it's been the other building owners, business owners around us have been there since day one. Like, hey, if you need help, let us know. Like, we can come in and help you do this, or So it's been really amazing to see the support that we've gotten from other businesses and the locals for coming into town.
Awesome.
Very fun.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
Hey everybody, it is the Buffalo Community Podcast. We have a familiar face, mine, Mark's, and Britt Haskins here, but we have a new face here across from Britt is Dusty Haskins. And they're actually the owners of Parisian Corner located in downtown Buffalo. And you guys just opened. You had your grand opening.
We did last Saturday.
Yep. So one, welcome back.
Thank you.
And one, welcome to downtown Buffalo as well.
Yes.
So let's just jump right into it. Parisian Corner.
Yes. What do you want to jump into?
Tell us a little bit about it.
We had the Pour L'Amour wine bar, and then we had the chance to come into Buffalo and expand. So we normally do, we have our charcuterie catering, and then we do small, little events, and then we do the wine bar, which is all things Parisian. So it's good food, good company, good fashion, and good times. So we kind of collaborated all three aspects of what we were doing into one main focal point, and that's where we came up with the name Parisian Corner.
Sure.
So it's all things Parisian. So on one side we have our French bistro wine bar area, and then on the other side we have the boutique, which has all the fashion stuff in there. We have the charcuterie items in there. So everything that's in our store we use on our boards too that we sell. Oh. And then the cool part of that stuff is he gets annoyed because I like to shop, and I get to shop wholesale, so it's even worse. But we get a lot of our products actually imported over from France. So it's not items that you can find anywhere around here. So we have our skincare line that we have from Paris. We have our accessories. We have some clothing and all that stuff right from Paris. So cool. Yeah. And then the upstairs, we are working on getting set up as a workshop area, so we can do charcuterie workshops, wine tastings, all kinds of little stuff like that.
Very fun. Kind of a nice little night out with friends, just kind of hey, do something different.
Yep.
Very fun.
Yep.
Very fun.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do I do? Well, let's see.
He's Brittany's husband.
Yes, I am Brittany's husband. But no, I mean, I have done a lot of the construction work with it, and I mean, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of if they need something, I'm there. I mean, I have my regular job that I do during the day, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm there helping out with everything that I can, whether it be dishes if I have to or whatever it is,
Except for cleaning the bathrooms.
Yeah.
He has
draw a line somewhere?
Yeah, he has told us that he's co-owner. So then one of our kitchen managers well, the bathrooms need to be cleaned. He's and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a line in the sand you got to draw.
Right. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. The process started, I guess, you get the idea, you get the inspiration, and now here we are today at a grand opening, right? What was that timeline, and how did all that come to be?
Well, we started talking with the building owner and the property management people back in May or June of this past year. And then we moved in August, and we were hoping to be open in October. But then everything that was okayed prior to no longer became approved. So the night before, was it August 31st, and we were supposed to start stuff September 1st. We were told that it was okay, this isn't going to happen. You can't get your liquor license. You can't do this. You can't do this.
Is it a state thing or a local thing?
It was a city thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was hold on. We've been talking to you guys about this for months. Why didn't any of this come up prior to? And so it was It was I think we learned more about Buffalo City Code in the last couple months than I think I ever wanted to learn in my entire life. But everything worked out. We got to open finally just 2 months after what we were hoping for.
Sure.
So we were planning on doing one massive grand opening where we had like the store and the food side and the upstairs all done at the same time. But with getting pushed back so far for the opening, we decided to open the boutique side first.
Yeah.
In October, like originally planned, just that way we could keep our name out there, and keep and then it helped too, because then every time we had people coming in shopping or like the occasional sales, it was keeping the momentum building, like, okay, we're coming, it's happening, and so it did all work out. And the city, in the very beginning, it was a little bit more frustrating, but they've done everything they possibly could to make it work out for us. So,
Good.
Good. Yeah. I mean, as far as that's concerned, the city, I mean, every step of the way, they were, like it was, we went into it not really 100% knowing some of the hoops that we would have to jump through. And they were very, like, as far as that was concerned, they went above and beyond what they needed to help us out and move things forward.
Here's
for
the
us.
path.
Yep.
Follow
Yeah, exactly.
it.
So it was awesome. They made it really good as far as that's concerned.
Cool. If we jump off the Parisian Corner chat for a little bit and get into some more personal stuff, Dusty, you're passionate about photography. There's probably a lot of people out there that have seen it, but maybe don't know who the man is behind the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So, when we went to high school together, I did not know you as a photographer. I didn't know you as a photographer 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Either did I.
So, yeah. So, how did that come to be? And take us down that.
I mean, we can go back to the beginning.
Perfect place to start.
Yeah, exactly. No, for me, it started with Kinley, and the way that started was with her when she was born. She had like troubles with her ears or whatever. She couldn't hear very well and stuff like that, which it really kind of impeded her speech. So we went through and we did a bunch of tests, and we had to go and, one thing, she got her ears figured out, and we got all that stuff figured out, and it came down to it that one thing that got her going was space. And at that point, that was partially because, like, for me, space, it was, I bought, with our 4 kids.
Outer space.
Yep. Yeah, so with our 4 kids, in between 2 and 3, I realized, I'm like, I have no time, I have no hobbies. So I went to Menards, I bought a cheap Menards telescope, and it was before work one day. I got up and I'm like, oh, what is that thing? So I quick grabbed my scope and I saw the rings of Saturn. Well, from there, I'm like, oh, my very next words were, this is going to get really spendy. But anyway, my interest in space was what got her talking. I mean, like, it really helped her with learning planets, learning this, learning that. Well, from there,
she could barely talk, but she could tell you every single planet just by looking at a photo of it. So that got me into astrophotography, which I still do when I get a chance, I mean, and in fact, that was one thing I've kind of talked to Britt about with the Parisian Corner, is maybe one night, once in a while, bring a couple telescopes out there and just show people the moon from out in front of the store. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that call it like alcohol and astronomy or something. Like that.
Yeah,
astronomy.
Alcoholonomy.
Yes, yeah. So that was what got me into astrophotography, which forced me to purchase a DSLR. Well, the older they got, the less time I had to get out there and do that stuff. I still do it, but not near as much as I did. So I had this camera. I'm like, I'm bringing the kids out to the woods to let them run, do this, do that. So it just kind of, from there, one thing led to the next, and next thing you know, here I am. I can't stop doing it. You know? I mean, I absolutely love doing it.
And it's fun too, because we got our kids all those little VTech cameras that they can take their own. So each kid has their own little camera. Kenny our oldest, has his old camera that he had. So the kids are always having their cameras out. So when they're out in the woods too, he has pictures of the kids taking pictures of things.
Sure.
So it's kind of turned into their weekend thing. When I'm at work, whatever, they go out to the woods and do all that stuff. So
it's always fun when you put a camera in a kid's hands and you kind of go through their stuff and you're like, whoa.
It is good until you find out that they can record, and then they are recording you when they're getting like their getting chewed out for something, you're like, delete that.
Yeah.
We don't need that fruit.
Yeah. I didn't say that. Yes, you did play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kids FaceTiming, and you're not realizing that. This
Yeah.
is like this is like during quarantine and everything, and all of a sudden you're hearing like mom and dad on the other side, or what did you hear on our side?
Right.
Like, off.
You're muting that.
So it's very fun. So, what events wise? Okay, we don't know when this is actually going to air. So you've been open for a few weeks now. What is like the number one thing when you say you've got to go try this at Parisian Corner?
Is our new flatbread that we have. It's the fig and prosciutto flatbread. We just created it on our menu for the opening, and I think we sold out of it within like an hour of us doing it. We are right now. We do have Angel that works for us. He's our bartender. He's gonna, as he says, he's gonna become the bar master because he wants to learn all things behind there. But we're gonna be working with so we have a few different reps that we work with for like buying our wine and all that stuff. And so we try to keep all of our stuff, we have some stuff on our menu that is like you can get at the local liquor store. But then we also have a lot of our stuff that's just exclusive to us. So that way you can't find it everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
But so they have one of the distributors that we work with, they have a spirits guy that is an award-winning cocktail or mixologist is what they're called. And so they're going to come in and we're going to create our own exclusive French cocktail menu with this award-winning mixologist.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have we have our wines, and like we've been trying to, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a wine bar. It's like we're trying to stay away from the wine bar name. We're trying to we're the bistro, and we're focusing more on the French cocktails and that kind of stuff too. So we do have a few cocktails right now that we've been working on, but that's going to be expanding big time.
Very fun.
Yeah.
You know what earlier this year we delivered a bunch of wreaths downtown, and
I still have mine.
It's it's currently the middle of January.
It's
but
still up, yeah.
Thank you. What I found amazing, it was one, there's so much more going on downtown than there was a year ago, 2 years, 3 years ago, which is always fun, is people investing their time and their money and their effort and their heart and soul into making it a better place to live. And it's fun, and it's, and it's maybe complimentary to everybody else there too. I mean, there's, I don't want to call them competition because everybody's there, and, rising tide raises all ships there. So it's really fun to see that. And everybody has their own spin. I was just super impressed by everything that I saw, and it's just, this is great.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody kind of, for the last few years, everybody's like, well, we want more downtown. We want, that's my internet troll voice, which, is one, go and enjoy these places, meet these people. They're fun to talk to, is just hear their story and try something new. It's, and when you said Parisian, I was thinking like Middle Eastern, Persia. Yeah. Yep. But then you said French, and I thought, Paris, yeah. So I learned something new today, and it kind of makes me sound like an idiot.
No, you're
so I learned something new today. But one, it's just that invitation to come and enjoy these things. It's how would you best describe it? How to get there.
So so the address is weird because it says that we're Division Street, but we're in the back parking lot side of it. So we're right next to JTB Furniture, right across.
Plenty of parking.
Tons of parking.
Yeah, on Division Street.
And we're kind of like kitty corner to Lillian's in the back there, and it used to be the old Aretha Franklin building, and then Comey's bought it, and then Aretha Franklin they didn't separate, they downsized, and they did a huge remodel to this place. And it's just, when we first saw the building, I was like, I don't know what we would put in here if we didn't do this, but I want this place. It was just perfect for our vibe and what we had going on. And so the nice thing was we didn't have a ton of construction to do when we first. Well, we had some, yeah.
we didn't have a ton.
You made it look so easy.
Had a lot.
It could have been a lot more.
It definitely could have
than what we had to do. Yep. So, but it's like the perfect space.
Yeah.
For it, so
designed very well. It's very comfortable. Congratulations.
We have. I feel bad because I can't remember his name right now, but
Jeff.
Sure. We had this guy come in to the store side about 2 months ago, and he was talking about how he was stationed in Paris for a while when he was in the military back in 1973.
I think that's what it was.
And he said he has this really cool photo that he took of like old Paris and like the Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, oh, you should bring that photo in. Like, it'd be really cool to see it. And so on Saturday at our grand opening, he actually brought the photo in for us to see it. And it is so cool. It's like, it's kind of vintagey looking because it's the black and white, which is like what everything in our building is. But it's from 1973 of the Eiffel Tower. And he's actually going to get it blown up for us. And
cool.
so we can actually hang it in the wine or the food side. So we'll have like a picture of old Paris, like in there.
Very fun.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool that we have a local guy in town that's like,
Creates that emotional connection with him.
Yeah. And then we, for our grand opening, one of the things we did was there's the Ponce d'Arts Bridge in Paris, or it was there, and it used the La Bridge. Like, people would go and put locks on this bridge, but they had to take it down because it was causing structural damage to this bridge. So what we did is, so we have a big picture collage, and one of the photos on our collage is this heart lock that was actually a lock that was on the bridge. And so we found a bunch of little miniature locks to match that. So then everybody that came in for the grand opening got to sign a heart lock. And we have 2 Eiffel Towers that we have on the wall now that everybody got to sign, and now they're hooked to the Eiffel Tower. Cool. So we have our own little love towers in there now.
Sure.
So people signed them, but they didn't hook them up themselves. So we did all that ourselves. So now I was like, okay, well, if you signed a lock and you come in next time, now the fun part is find your lock, so it's kind of
spend a little more time there.
And like when I first was like trying to explain to some people, they were like, oh, okay. And then like when they got done figuring it what it was, they're like, okay, this is really cool. Like, you don't find this anywhere. So right now we have the 2 Eiffel Towers that have tons of locks on them, and we're gonna have to order more locks just so we can keep adding to it now. So
very fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
Cool. What about you? Dusty likes to take pictures.
Yes.
He likes space, and you love
space
business.
and you.
I like work. I like working. Like, it's weird because like he's always if we could, he'd buy an RV and we would sell the house and we'd live on the road. And I'm like, what about me? Like, what would I do?
Yeah.
But no, I like
firewood. I don't know.
Right?
There you go.
I love creating and designing, and so I was a hairstylist for 12 years, then I did some graphic design stuff, then I did event stuff, so it's always been in the design world, so it's fun. And now we're doing like the restaurant and the boutique side, and we have the charcuterie catering that we do, so it's always something. So I like creating things and coming up with new ideas and
being busy.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah.
We always like to see that. And in case people didn't know, I mean, you're involved in other things as well. I mean,
Yes.
we both had a meeting at the Wright Tech Center.
Yes.
Mentoring young entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Which is really fun to see. I'm newer in the group, but you've been there for a few years now.
I've been there since the very beginning.
Yep, very beginning. And what is what is it? CEO?
Creating entrepreneur opportunities.
Yep.
So it's for the juniors and seniors. They have to apply for the class, and they meet at the school at 7:30 in the morning before school even starts. And then they get to create their own business plan, and they can do like a fundraiser, and whatever money they make on the fundraisers is kind of like a seed money for them to start their own business. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun to see over the last, since 2015 is when it started,
I think so.
of the different ideas that have come about. Like for a while there, it was some unique ideas, and then there was a lot of them wanting to be going into sales. And then it was last year, I think a lot of it was the drop shipping. And I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
But so I've been a mentor with them since 2015, and then I've been on the board for a while, and then I just completed a year of being the chair of the board. So I have like 2 more years of that.
What is drop shipping?
It's like basically where you can order off say if we had our boutique stuff online, you could order it and it would get shipped directly to you from the warehouse instead of us going through us. So like you could order it from us, but it's a third party shipping it all out and not having to worry about all the inventory and stuff on site.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
that's a high level in a box description of what it is. So
yeah, so it's been fun. And then we do I just got asked to be part of the chamber ambassadors to go around doing that, which I'm like, well, that'd be kind of cool because then that helps me meet more business owners as part of the CEO program for that too, and try to bring in more people for that. So I'm always doing something.
You know, one thing I will say is it's been kind of cool knowing that there's been plenty of people that, you know, you see them after the fact and they're still kind of doing some of the things that you did with them for the CEO program, and they're doing well with it. So
like right now we have 2 students in this year's program that's working with us, and we have one. She's doing social media, so she's going to be coming in and doing some fun photo shoots of our products and stuff, and trying to like grow her portfolio that way. And then there's Liv, who's my mentee that I work with. And last time we had was it before Christmas we had our last mentor meeting or something like that?
Yeah, that gross Pepsi thing.
Yes. Ugh. Pepsi and milk. Gross.
Pilk is what they called it.
Yeah, it was, I'm not even trying that. No, it didn't curdle, but it was like, I don't know. It was not pleasant looking. But
that might not have been where you were going with that.
No, but I completely forgot about that. But now you reminded me of, no, that was not good. But she had her name card sitting out, and I was like looking at it. I'm like, that's really pretty. I'm like, then I looked at it, I'm like, did you draw that? Because it looked like it would have been like a Hallmark drawing, you know, or really? Something like on a really pretty greeting card. And she's like, oh yeah, I was bored one day and I just drew it. And I'm like, I can draw stick figures. Yeah. I can't do any of this.
Was she impressed with your ability to draw stick?
Oh, she was really impressed with my artwork for today. I'm trying to make this hot dog thing into something different. But she's right now she's working on mastering her building drawing techniques, and then she is going to draw a actual Paris or cityscape of Paris for us to put on our menus, on the base of our menus. Cool. So then that way we can have it on there, and then we can actually digitize it and put it on our website and use it on our marketing stuff. So it's going to be from one of the students that I get to work with.
So if somebody's watching this, and if it's a kid or a parent saying, I like that idea. So, you know, how do they get in? How would they get their kid involved? Or how would they get involved in the CEO
they would
program?
go. It's called Right Tech CEO. They can either contact the school or go to the website. Mark Lee is the facilitator for the class, and he's fantastic. He's been there since day one as well. And then we do have. Usually it's in August is when they do their kickoff for the year, but they have to have applications and stuff in by the end of the school year, so like the board can go through everything. And I think this year they have, I can't remember how many kids. I know at one point they had like 20 was one of the bigger.
I think 18.
Yeah, so this year. And it's been fun to see because like when we first started, it was all guys, you know, and then because it always seems to be like the business world, it seems to be more male dominant with things. And then this year we have quite a few girls.
It's pretty close to 50-50, I think.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see how the business dynamic is shifting. You know, we're getting more and more female entrepreneurs coming into the program too. So it's kind of cool to see how, and like I think last year we had one of the girls that was actually, she was working on car detailing was her thing. And I'm like, let's see, you can do it. Like, that's really cool. So, but yeah, so they can either call the school, they can go to the website. They can always contact me too over at the Parisian Corner. We can get them, I can get them linked up with Mark and all that. So, and we're always looking for investors for the program too. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, and that's the reason why. Well, that's not the reason why I said one. It's just kind of giving an example of the type of people you guys are. You're involved in the community. You're giving back. You know, so it's just the real confidence of like, oh man, Buffalo's such a great place.
Yeah.
Let's support these people.
Well, it's crazy too because like, so we've had the wine bar in Annandale for a year or so, and then just the amount of support and excitement of us coming to Buffalo has just been unreal compared to what we had out there. So it's been the other building owners, business owners around us have been there since day one. Like, hey, if you need help, let us know. Like, we can come in and help you do this, or you know. So it's been really amazing to see the support that we've gotten from other businesses and the locals for coming into town.
Awesome.
Very fun.
We talked a little bit about where people can find the Parisian Corner physically.
Yes.
you got some socials. Can they find you online?
Yeah, it's
where
a
are they?
Parisian Corner MN, and that's both on Instagram and Facebook. And then we'll be having we're working with OSM out of Monticello for our website right now. So we're in the process of getting that all finalized. We got to get some photos taken yet. We were supposed to do a bunch of photos for grand opening, but we ended up having him in the kitchen cutting up tomatoes and helping us prep food instead of taking photos because we were beyond busy, which was fantastic. But so we had to get a photo shoot done, and then we can get our website done, and then people can we'll have it getting it set up where people can order online and place stuff and do all that. So
Yeah, that was the opening day. It was like, I don't know, 2:00 or something, and Britt calls. She's like, we're running low on this. I'm like, okay, I'll run to Monticello. Well, they don't have any there. Okay. So I went over there anyway, bought the store out completely of what we needed, came back, and I was just going to drop it off. And next thing I know, it's 8:00 at night, and I'm still there doing dishes, doing this, doing that. Yep.
yeah, we had all 4 of our kids there too. They were busy playing on their tablets or whatever, and they would sneak downstairs every once in a while. And then the people were like, "Oh, you guys have your kids with you? That's really cool." I was like, "Yeah, it's family business. It's kind of family comes first."
Somebody's got to clean the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Still didn't
They got
happen.
those little arms. Very fun. Awesome.
No.
Very fun. Well, we can't thank you enough. Can't wait till the next time that we have you guys in. It's always been a great conversation.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck. And go and visit Parisian Corner downtown Buffalo.
Yes, please do. And we will be having Valentine's Day specials coming up. We're going to do a night in Paris is what we're going to call it. And it's going to be a full French menu for dinner. And it's going to be by reservations only. So we'll be getting stuff out for that
Very
here
fun.
soon too. So
Cool.
Very good.
yeah.
For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer.
Dusty Haskins.
Brett Haskins.
Thanks for listening to the Buffalo Community Podcast, produced by Edlin Media. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts.